Let's divide by one-digit numbers. When you practice long division, you need to follow the steps: divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat, or record the remainder. Let's look at the problem 502 divided by 3. First, we're going to divide. We'll ask ourselves, how many times does 3 go into 5? 3 can go into 5 one time. Next, I need to multiply. 3 times 1 equals 3. My next step is to subtract. I'll subtract 5, take away 3. Next, I need to bring down the next digit in my dividend, which is 0. Now I'm going to repeat. Back to the beginning, I start with divide. I ask myself, how many times can 3, my divisor, fit into 20? 3 goes into 20 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. Next, I subtract. 20 take away 18. Next, I bring down. The next number in my dividend is 2. Now I need to repeat. I'm going to divide. 3 goes into 22 how many times? 7 times 3 equals 21. Now I subtract. Now I know I am done because my answer, my leftovers, is less than my divisor, which was 3. It has to be less than my divisor, or I would need to repeat again. So my answer is 502 divided by 3 equals 167 with a remainder of 1. Let's practice another one. We have 938 divided by 4. First, we'll see how many times 4 can go into 9. 4 goes into 9 2 times. Now I multiply. 4 times 2 equals 8. Next, I subtract. Now I'll bring down my 3. 13 is greater than my divisor of 4, so I need to repeat. I'll start with divide. 4 goes into 13 how many times? 3 times. 4 times 3 equals 12. Next, I'll subtract. And now I'll bring down my 8. 18 is greater than my divisor 4, so I need to repeat. 4 goes into 18 how many times? 4 times. 4 times 4 equals 16. And I'll subtract, and my leftover is 2. So my answer is 234 with a remainder of 2. Here's another example. 4,284 divided by 7. First, we'll start with divide. I'll ask myself, how many times does 7 go into 4? 7 cannot fit into 4. So we'll look at the next number in the dividend. 7 goes into 42 how many times? 7 goes into 42 6 times. 7 times 6 equals 42. Now I'll subtract. 42, take away 42 is 0. Next, we'll bring down. 8 is greater than 7, so I need to repeat. 7 goes into 8 how many times? Goes 1 time. 7 times 1 is 7. Next I'll subtract and bring down my 4. 14 is greater than 7, so I need to repeat. 7 goes into 14 2 times. 7 times 2 is 14. I subtract and I have 0 remaining. So 4,284 divided by 7 equals 612. Let's try this one. 1,943 divided by 6. 6 does not go into 1. So let's see how many times 6 can fit into 19. 6 goes into 19 3 times. 6 times 3 is 18. Next I'll subtract. Now I'll bring down my 4. I need to repeat. 6 goes into 14 how many times? It fits 2 times. 6 times 2 is 12. Now I'll subtract and bring down my 3. Next I need to repeat. 6 goes into 23 how many times? 3 times. 6 times 3 is 18, and now I can subtract. I have 5 left over. So 1,943 divided by 6 equals 323 with a remainder of 5. Let's look at 8,371 divided by 5. 5 goes into 8 1 time. 5 times 1 is 5. Next we'll subtract 8, take away 5, which is 3. Now we bring down. 5 goes into 33 how many times? 6 times. 5 times 6 is 30. Next we'll subtract and bring down our 7. 5 goes into 37 how many times? 7 times. 5 times 7 is 35. We'll subtract and bring down our 1. 5 goes into 21 how many times? 4 times. 5 times 4 is 20. We subtract, we're left over with 1. 1 is less than 5, so we know that we're done and do not have to repeat. So our remainder is 1. 8,371 divided by 5 equals 1,674 with a remainder of 1. And this concludes our lesson on dividing by one-digit numbers.